Hey team, Coach Steph here with your cool down of the week. We got 5 poses for you this week. And just remember, if there are times when you want to spend a little extra time in the pose because you feel like the stretch is really working for you, feel free to do that, especially over the course of the days as you get comfortable with this sequence. So we're going to start on our backs. We'll go into a reclined hamstring stretch first. So we lay all the way back. Your left leg is going to go flat on the floor. Your right leg will go straight up towards the ceiling. And then you can grab, for what you can, the back of the thigh, back of the knee, the calf. We're just going to gently flex the foot as we just feel into this hamstring stretch. The more we flex our foot, the more tension we'll feel up into the calf as well. So it just depends on what you're looking for in this stretch. Just kind of breathe through, and then we'll switch sides in just a couple of cycles of breath. Trying to relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Good. And then from here, we'll just gently switch. So extending your right leg onto the mat, and now your left leg will go up, grabbing for what you can. And then gently flexing the left toes towards your shins. You get a little bit more tension through the hamstrings and into the calf. Good. And we'll just go ahead and gently release that. Then from here, we're going to flip onto our belly, and we're going to go into cactus. So as we flip onto our belly, we're going to start with the right side. And so you flip all the way. And in our cactus position, we want a bent elbow. So we want kind of a 45-degree angle with that elbow. If you find that the elbow in line with the shoulder gives you the stretch, great. Or you can kind of bring the hand up or out. Just know that this cactus position for your shoulder can be, you can move around and to find your spot. Okay, so finding first that cactus position, and then from here, relaxing your left shoulder down, anchoring your right hand, and then your top leg comes up and over to help you kind of draw into this chest stretch. And then we let that head relax down. And you can always readjust at any point to move that arm into a spot that gets you a good stretch. Good, and we'll go ahead and release down. We'll go to the other side. So again, start with 45 degrees with the elbow in line with the shoulder. And then as you bring yourself up and over towards that right side, you can determine if you need to adjust that position with the right arm. Let the head relax down. Good. Go ahead and release that. And then you're just going to push yourself up to your hands and knees. We're going to come into a quad stretch. Okay. So here's how we're going to do it. We'll just kind of come into a seated position first, and you'll swing your legs around. We'll go ahead and start with the left leg. So you'll bring your left foot towards your left hip. Okay. And you can extend your right leg out in front. Okay. So we're looking for this left quad stretch here. From here, we just start to lean back. And your knee, that left knee can kind of point out towards 11 o'clock or so. And if you feel like you had space, we can go all the way down to the forearms or even lay all the way back. I'm still a little tight from the open workout, and so I'm going to just enjoy being here. And so we just breathe and relax where we can. Good. And then gently just kind of lift yourself out of that. And we'll switch. So swing your left foot around, and then now swing your right leg and right heel towards your right hip. Okay. And then one thing that this right hip likes to do is kind of pop up in this position. So we just drop it down a little bit so it's a little bit more even. And then from there we can lay back. Ooh, this side's a little tighter. So I might kind of ease into this one a little bit more. Oh. Keep breathing. Good. And then we will come out of that. Okay. And this next one's going to be a standing calf stretch. So maybe you find a wall or maybe just a post at the rig or something that it gives you a spot to do this stretch. Okay. So I'm just going to put my heel on the floor and my toe on the rig. And so what I'm going to do now is take my hips and push my hips forward. I also will then push a little bit of weight into my right big toe. See how that changes the stretch over towards the pinky toe. And so you're kind of feeling your foot move side to side just a bit. And that just kind of changes where you feel some of that intensity. And so just kind of play around with what you're feeling there. Good. And then switch. So again, heel on the floor, toe on the rig. And then we just kind of push the hips forward. Start by putting pressure into your big toe and over towards the pinky toe. Just kind of playing around with that pressure in the foot. Great, and we'll just go ahead and release that. And then the last stretch we have for today is our child's pose side stretch. So we'll drop back down towards the mat and sitting the hips to the heels. We're just going to start by sending our arms out towards that 12 o'clock, so reaching them out in front. And we'll go right side first, so walk the hands over to 2 o'clock. And you're going to reach a little bit more through that left hand and then anchor your left hip towards your left heel a bit more. And then from here, we can kind of roll the outer left ribs down and kind of up to change how we feel this stretch. Just a couple more breaths here. Maybe make this stretch a little bit deeper, extending your arms a little farther, sitting the hips down a little bit more. Good, and just walking now the hands over to the other side. Good, now we're at 10 o'clock, so that right hand is reaching a little bit more. Your right hip is descending towards the heel. And you're just kind of playing around with the right ribs rolling up and down, just stretching out that whole right side. Good, and walking the hands through center and then back up to your seat. You guys are all set for your cool down of the week. Thank you so much, and then I'll see you guys next week.